We do this shit.
I think it's a joke that would be too serious.
Let me take you in the shed.
wait.
In the shed.
It's hot today. It is burning up. We're actually really hot today. I hope I don't start sweating on camera. My face is gonna start looking shiny. And I'm already oily as it is. So I don't want to be more shiny than that. It's like 75 degrees. I would say it's the first taste of summer. So we're finally getting the better days. Winter's in the rear view mirror. We're finally getting the better days. What's been going on with you guys? Anything new? What do we have planned this summer? Any vacations? Any getaways? I wanted to plan my vacation. I've been looking at cruises. I want to go on a cruise this year. If not this year, definitely next year. But I definitely want to go on a cruise. I heard some of the Caribbean cruises are lit. I heard some of the ones that go through Europe. Those are also great. And the other day I was looking at a cruise to Bermuda. And the price is what interested me. I was like, dude, $600 for 4 days. That's pretty good. All inclusive on the cruise. We're on the boat. We're gonna be in the ocean. And then it clicked. Bermuda, like the Bermuda fucking Triangle. I was like, no fucking wonder. Excuse the French. No wonder they're charging me $645 without fees, without taxes. What's even the tax code on the ocean overseas? What's the tax code in the Bermuda Triangle? They pay taxes over there. So round trip, going there 4 days, well 2 days or something, then coming back I think another 2 days. Round trip $640. That doesn't sound too bad. Some flights are more expensive than that or around that price. Then it fucking clicked in. The Bermuda Triangle. I'm paying for a round trip, but it's like 90% chance I'm not coming back. 90% chance it's not a round trip. Hell nah. Hell nah. It made too much sense. I was like, see, that's why. I'm looking at the news here. I got News 12 up here on the second screen. Politics, Connecticut, New Jersey. They got everything. Yep. So yeah, screw that. So I'm still looking for my vacation where I'm going to go. Maybe I'll go to Tennessee. Shout out the boy Carter. Maybe I'll go to Tennessee, visit the boy Carter. But I gotta think of something. We're gonna be in the second quarter of the year. Are we already? We're already in the second quarter of the year, and I have not gone on a trip this year. And I was planning on one trip per quarter, even if it's just a weekend trip. But gotta get back on the horse. Everything else I'm pretty okay with. We're gonna be in May soon, and I'm down 3 books this year, so kind of keeping the pace. I gotta finish the one I'm working on right now, and then I'll be for the 4 months. So I gotta catch up on that. What are you guys reading? I hope you guys are currently reading something. If you're not, go pick up a book. I'm gonna do some book reviews coming up. I got a couple books I want to talk to you guys about, so definitely gonna drop some videos on that. I'll drop it on the main channel so you guys could don't miss none of that. If I've recommended a book to you, please read that book, because I'm probably gonna talk about that specific book soon. Whichever book I've recommend so many books, but I'll definitely talk about every book I recommend soon in separate videos for each book, like a little book review action. So if I've recommended a book to you, please read it, and then come back for the book review when that episode drops. It'll be really fun to talk about in the comments. Speaking of trips, my parents are actually away. My parents went to the Dominican Republic, and they always do this funny thing where 50-50, they might go together, they might not go together. But my mom is she's big on going over there and spending. She's a big spender. That's where I get all my, I guess, bad habits from my mom. You know, my anxiousness, my spending issues. But then again, I get a lot of good things from my mom too. My looks. Shout out, Mom. Got my looks from my mama. But they're in DR. This time they went together. So they both went together. And not even 3 weeks go by. My dad's calling me. He's telling me, buy my flight back. I'm coming back. And I'm like, you're coming back? But Mom is not back until next month. And he's like, yeah, I'm coming back by myself. Which is more normal than not. Because they usually go and then he ends up coming back another time. Sometimes he stays after she comes back because he's finally like, I can finally do what I want to do, which is sit at home and spend his money on things, land, houses, construction, fixing up the spot. It's kind of what my dad spends all the time doing. So going back to that, he calls me up, buy my flight back. We purchase the property. And we is a lot of people because his we means me and your mother, but I put all the money down and I'm waiting for your mom to give me the money. That's what we means to my dad. I think he speaks French or something. So he's like, buy my flight back. I spent all my money. Your mom still got money. He's like, I spent all my money on this property. And I'm like, what? And he's like, your mom needs $5,000, by the way. You got money to let your mom borrow? And I'm like, where's my mother's money? What do you mean? She doesn't go over there with no money. It's like, yeah, but she told me her money's for the resort. Her money's for this and that, and spending all her money on all this crap, which I find hysterical because that's my parents. That's my parents for you. So my dad's coming back in about a week, and then my mom, I think, got another week and a half or 2 weeks still to come back. I don't even know. She buys the round trip. He only buys the flight to go there, and then he figures out the comeback when he's already there, which is only my dad. Only my dad. Speaking of, the day he left, before I dropped him off at the airport, we had to go to my basement to fix like the faucet of the bath. And I don't know if you ever changed the not the faucet, but like the actual knob. I don't know if you actually fixed the knob ever on a shower. But they go into it's like a lock and a key kind of, like it has to fit in perfectly, the piece. It has different shapes, so you have to buy the piece that has the correct shape to go in there. So it could either be a square, an oval, a circle, or a diamond shape. If you've never bought this piece, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if you've ever done any of this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Drive less for CT scans. What is happening on the news? I need to stop looking up. I'm getting distracted. 75 degrees outside. Foodie Fest. Maybe I should stop by the Foodie Fest. Where is that at? I'll get back to that. Where was I? So my dad and I go to Home Depot. We go buy the piece, or what we think is the piece. We spent like 30 minutes looking for it, and we brought the piece that connects to it, but that doesn't show you really the shape, especially because the piece is broken. It was worn out, so the shape was like a square, and it only looked like a circle. So we're kind of guessing when we're there. We bring it to a worker, the piece that's there, and then our piece, and we're like, do these look the same? Do they go together? Yeah, they go together. That's going to work. Drive back home, 10-minute drive, and it doesn't fit. So no, it's not going to work, Mr. Home Depot worker. But he doesn't know any better. It's fine. We take a picture of where it's going to go in, the piece that it's supposed to grab onto, so we can bring that back with us. So we take a picture. We go back to Home Depot. Show not the same person, another person the picture so they can help us out. We get the piece. We get back home. And great. The piece fits. It goes in. But it's the outside, the edge is too much. It doesn't reach completely to be screwed in. So I look at my father and I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to go back to Home Depot. He's like, yeah, screw that. So I tell him, you got to catch your flight tonight. If this doesn't work out, we're trying to fit it in. If it doesn't work out, just leave it alone. I'll go back tomorrow. I can do it myself. Return the piece, exchange, and then bring back the piece that fits. So my dad is like, listen, we got to take a trip if this doesn't work. So he just breaks the piece. He said, I'm going to break the fucking piece. We're going to take a trip either way now. Like whether this works or doesn't. If it doesn't work, we're great. We don't have to take a trip. If it doesn't work, then we got to take a trip. And we already had to take a trip even if it didn't fit. So he didn't care. He broke the piece. He broke the outside plastic, like the PVC type thing. And he made it go in. Like, fit right in, screwed right in. We call that my father trick. There's a couple of tricks going on. There's a Mikey trick. You guys might learn about that in the future, but that's my dad trick. He got a couple of those under his belt. Other than that, got it working. Shower was fine. And then he was out and about. keep getting distracted by this. This man, trash or running man. He runs around the neighborhood, and while he runs with an empty trash bag, and he picks up trash as he goes. This is great, and what I love about this is that here in the shed, we don't support bad news. We know the world is full of bad news. We know there's bad news out there, but we don't like to be the spreader of bad news. So this is great. This is fucking good news. I love this. The trash running man. I need to find this guy. I gotta get this guy on the podcast. I would love to ask this guy about the trash running man. His alter ego. His name is probably like Rob, and his alter ego is the trash running man. I like that guy. Coming soon, we're gonna have a couple guests, so don't miss that too much. I know a couple episodes ago we had Enid. We're gonna have a couple guests coming up. We got the boy D boy lined up, Dennis. We got the boy H boy. H Green is coming up soon, and then I gotta get Joanna on the pod. It's at least three guests. So we're gonna have after that, then we'll plan to do a proper introduction with the producer. Get them/they on the podcast. That'd be nice. Get to know them. Get to know the show more. Speaking of the show, make sure you're commenting, and subscribing. YouTube lets me know that 90% of our viewers are not subscribed. So let's hit that subscribe button down below. It's somewhere around here or here. Let's hit that. Comment. Let me hear about your thoughts. Let's talk in the comments. Let's keep that conversation going. You can be part of the conversation down below. Check out our Instagram, InTheShed4. They had taken InTheShed, so it's InTheShed4. Shout out to InTheShed1, InTheShed2, and InTheShed3. We're InTheShed4. Make sure you go follow us on there. I like to post a lot of shorts on there, a lot of reels, I guess they call them nowadays, what the cool kids call them. I like to post those. Those are a lot of fun, nice up close and personal. And a lot of people, I say, but you don't have time maybe to sit down and listen to the full pod. You can catch up on the shorts. If you see anything that I should turn into a short in the episode, comment below. I would love your ideas what should be a short, because I feel like I don't want to bore you with the same content. You could switch it up a little bit. Speaking of the boy Dennis, we're going to have the boy Dennis on the podcast soon. He's a madman. I can't wait for you to meet him. Well, let's see. I'm trying to remember my favorite memory of Dennis. One day, so one of my favorite memories with Dennis. This boy Dennis, he's always down for a good time. Always, wherever he is, whatever time it is, he's always down for a good time. Call up Dennis, want to go out, hit the bar, a couple drinks, boom, always down. So this one night, it was like a Thursday night, Friday night, one or the other. I know it was on the weekend yet, and I was planning on going out with my cousin, who Dennis was actually in a relationship with. I met Dennis through my cousin. So hits me up, and he's like, yo, you going out later with your cousin? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm bored. Could I stop by real quick? Let's just hang out for a little bit while you get ready, whatever you do, I was like, that means pregame. It's 7:30. We're going out at like 9. That boy Dennis was coming pregame. But he's not going out. I'm going out with my cousin's night. He's not coming with. So he just wanted, I don't know, he was bored. He was bored and have no one to hang out with. Hits me up. I'm like, sure thing. I'm getting home. I'll play some video games, take a couple shots, and then start getting ready. So sure thing. Join me. The boy Dennis shows up. And, we're talking. We're catching up. I don't think I've seen him in a couple days, so I was catching up with him. Playing some video games on the computer. And we bust out the shots. We start taking Brugal shots. If you know about Brugal, you know about Brugal. If you know, you know. So we start taking Brugal shots. We probably had 3-4 shots, The boy Dennis probably snuck in an extra 2 by himself without me even realizing. Maybe I took the bathroom break and I came back. Didn't even think nothing happened. Boom. It's like 8:45. My cousin texted me. She's like, I'm on my way to go get you. So I tell Dennis, I'm going to start getting ready. He's like, boom. I guess that's word. I'll catch you another time. I'm going to head home. Let me know if you want to hang out tomorrow. Boom. So I get ready. Dennis leaves. I get ready. My cousin comes to pick me up. We go to this bar. We were there for like an hour. It was I think it was a bar. It wasn't a club. It was like a bar. We went to this bar, local bar. We were there for like an hour. And then we're leaving. And I had told her, oh, that boy Dennis, he wanted to hang out, so it's still a little early. We only went out for like an hour, so I was like, still a little early. Let's see what the boy Dennis is doing. Maybe we can go back to my spot and continue the game, the pre-game, even though it's the post-game. But you know what I mean. You picking up what I'm throwing down. So boom, go to the boy Dennis' house. We get there. I stay in the car. My cousin gets out the car. She passes by Dennis's car and then she stops. So I'm in the car, and I'm like, what is she doing? What is my cousin doing over there? And she's like, looking at his car, and then she comes back to me, and she's like, dude, his fucking car is scratched up on the side. And I'm like, and I wasn't like that before, because I saw him 2 hours ago. I'm like, that wasn't like that 2 hours ago when I saw him? No, that wasn't like that. So she runs inside, and I stay outside. I'm like, what's going on here? She goes inside. They comes back after like 20 minutes, and she's like, oh, they're talking about the Pope. Shout out the Pope. Rest in peace. What a legend. What a freaking legend the Pope was. I was reading up about him after his death, because I guess I'm not that religious, where I don't keep in touch with the Pope. So I was doing a little reading after his unfortunate passing. And shout out the Pope. He was a G. He was a G. He would wash the feet and kiss the feet of Muslims, of women, of different religions, people. He was very accepting of everybody, which is what a true man of God should always be. So shout out the Pope and shout out everybody. Shout out everybody who's a God-fearing person. Only one person we should fear is the one above, because he truly has the best intentions for us. Oh, I love talking about the Lord. Where was I? Dennis. Cousin goes inside, comes back after 20 minutes, and she's like, he's unbelievable. I'm like, what do you mean what happened? She smacked him around, woke him up, because she was shaking him. Dennis doesn't wake up. Smacked him around, woke him up. He wakes up, all gibberish, because that's what Brugal will do to you. All gibberish. Hits her with the, driving home, blah, blah, blah. Work tomorrow, 1 p.m. She's like, you don't got to work tomorrow 1 p.m. You got to work tomorrow morning. He says that after she said that, he comes back to his senses, and he's like, oh, whoa, no. He's like, I think I might have scratched my car on something while driving. He said he doesn't really know what happened. He heard the sound, and he just, yeah, we're gonna have some questions about this when we get him on the podcast. This sounds unbelievable. This is about 2 years and a half ago, so. If this happened to you on my street, it's too late. You can't sue him. It's too late. I've looked this up. You can't sue someone after 2 years, 2 years and a half. Might be 3 years. He's still behind the time frame. You can't sue him. Trust me. So apparently, the boy Dennis is so smart that he got home, didn't even know what happened, but he called his job and was like, I don't think I'm gonna be there tomorrow morning. So. Good on then. It took him a couple of weeks to replace that mirror. So shout out Dennis. That's probably my favorite story from that boy Dennis. What else happened recently? I've been getting scammed. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm so sick and tired of this. Of companies thinking they can just scam you. Are they removing graffiti? They sure are. Oh, college students painting over graffiti, cleaning up trash. I'm telling you, I got the good news channel on. This is excellent stuff. Shout out Sandy. I'm watching the news here. Sandy tells me she watches the news almost every day, I would imagine, before she leaves to work. I hope, Sandy, you're putting News 12 on, because this is the good news channel. If you're starting your day listening to all that negativity, people dying, car crashes, fires, come on now. Gotta put on the good news channel. What else we got? Body of missing Princeton University student found in lake. All right. They put like a little bar at the bottom. That's what it said. Okay, so the body of a missing student was found from Princeton. Princeton sounds about right. So shout out that. Oh, jeez. Never mind what I was just saying. Anyways, back to Chase Bank. I've been getting scammed. So every month when I go on my bank, it's either Capital One or my other bank, Chase. I go on the app, little swipe down, look at my expenses. making sure my spending issues is not getting the better of me. And then I'll see like, Apple billing me for $2, which is like my iCloud storage. Once a month bills me that, and then once a month bills me like $10 for my Apple Music, which by the way is a fucking scam. Every year we up the fucking price, man. Jesus. So I'm used to seeing them. I go on my Chase account and I start swiping on that, and I see the same things. Apple, Apple, Apple. And I never put it together. I thought, oh, it's familiar in my head because I see this every month. Not because it's two different banks charging me basically the same thing, what I thought was the same thing. So 2 days ago, I go on my bank account knowing I should have a couple dollars in there, at least $25. At least $25. Come on now. I ain't broke boy like that. And I'm negative like 150. And I'm like, damn, bro. Negative? You gonna put me on the negative side? What the fuck? Because technically, if I already owe money on my credit card, that's me being on negative already. Because I am using my cash. And if I don't have the cash and I'm paying with credit, I'm negative. So if you're making me negative on my debit now, I'm like negative. This is like negative on steroids. This is some shit. So the alarms went off in my head. The alarms went off in my head because I called during the weekend. I don't call the bank during the weekend. I would think they're closed, but I was so freaking heated. I called them right away, and I'm like, yo, what is going on right now? So while it's ringing and I'm clicking the little options, oh yeah, fraud, give my money back. Answering machine asking for information. So while they're doing that, I'm on the app and I'm scrolling. And then I see Apple, shout out Apple. Apple gives you the option to see the receipt of the transaction. So I look at the receipt, and it has an email attached to it that starts with an A. My name don't start with an A. It starts with an H. InTheShed don't start with an A. This is a non-profit. It's supposed to be money involved in this. Anyways, besides the point. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be an easy peasy one because it's right here. The receipt's right here. So I'm on the phone. I'm telling the boy, the bank teller about it. And right away, I was like, let's skip all the questioning, man. I know for a fact this has nothing to do with my account because of the email. So thankfully, he understood right away. There was no further questions after that. But as I'm looking, it was a charge. Also, let's talk about the charge. It was two charges on this receipt. It was a $2.99 charge, iCloud, I would have presumed, and $68 for a digital camera filter or something. What the fuck? So I'm like, what is happening? So I started thinking, iCloud on this email put a charge on my account. So I started swiping and looking at the other transactions. And I went all the way down to January. And every single Apple transaction all the way to January on that account was being charged on my card for that email. And then I went back on my Capital one. And I have my regular Apple stuff there. My bills are actually there. So I was getting charged double basically. On one account, I was paying someone else's bills. And on one account, I'm paying my bills. And when I started paying attention, there was other charges in there. It was the $2.99, $10.99, another $68. And you ladies are going to know what I'm talking about. The little Flow, your time of the month tracking app. You got to pay for that shit? I know. You got to pay for that? Is that subscription based? Why the hell y'all paying $68 for that? That's what I saw in there. It said that I'm being charged $68 for that. So somebody working with their period stuff got a subscription with my money, I guess. Y'all gotta pay for that? Damn, y'all didn't choose that life. Damn. Anyways, besides the point, and I'm getting into tangents. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's none of my business. Anyways, the bank told me they're gonna refund me my money for the after that date in January for the next 60 days. So I guess I'm getting some of my money back. I don't think I'm gonna get the money for the last 30 days because that would be 90 days. But whatever. I'm getting some of my money back. They're giving me a new card. We're fixing these issues. This is unbelievable. And I always it all makes sense. I'm always like, how does my account get drained so fast? I'm always like, it's like reverse savings account. You know, when you get a savings account, you got a nice percentage going up every once in a while. I got reverse savings. I got a little money in there, and then it's slowly fucking draining. $2 at a time. Freaking believable. I might have an idea who that is. If you're guilty, you know who you are. But if you're not guilty, I don't think you did it on purpose, so it's fine. You know, always give the benefit of the doubt. Who knows? You never know. Maybe this person really, really, really needed to track their period. Maybe they really needed to find out when the time of the month was coming. Maybe they needed to find out if today they were high chance of getting pregnant. I know a little something. But yeah, shout out you ladies. Shout out you ladies. Speaking of issues, I just got over a sty. I was fighting a sty for the last couple of weeks. And they're always on some bullshit with that too, because I had a sty 2 years ago and they gave me eye drops. I used that for like a month and then I ran out and I had to go back for eye drops like a month and a half later because it wasn't going away. I needed to go away. It was like a little bit swollen. So I go back to the pharmacy. Yo, here to pick up more eye drops. I was here the other day. They hit me with the, oh, sure. That'll be $25. And I'm like, yo, motherfuckers just like to scam. I'm like, what do you mean it's $25? I was here the other day and I ain't paying no damn money. And listen, if I'm missing something, if y'all know better than me how this insurance copay be working, to me, they're all SCAMMED, scammed. That's what they all are. You're scamming me. I've been scammed. That's what they all are. So the moment they said that, I was like, I ain't paid $25 last time I was here. And they're like, yeah, but it's $25. If you got an issue, you got to go on that line. They point to this line, this long line of people. And I'm like, you know what, man? I don't need the eye drops that bad. Keep the eye drops. And I left because screw that. See, like, do the bad news start around this time? Buildings catching on fire? It's because of Kane. Kane in your corner, Team 12. I don't trust this guy. That's how we got bad news now. So yeah, I got over my sty. First of all, I go to pick up the eye drops this time. That time they tried charging me was like a year and a half ago. I go to pick up my eye drops this time, and I'm like, if they make me pay, I'm gonna have to pay it because I need my eye drops. Hits me with the, oh, the prescription's only for a month, and I'm like, that sounds like what it was last time. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. So in my head, I'm thinking that sounds normal. Then she hits me with the, I'm gonna submit this one as a month, then another one for another month, and another one for another month. So you have 3 months. So I'm like, sure thing. Why not? Hook me up if you want. Worst decision I've ever made. These people don't stop calling me every single day at 3:30 p.m. Every day, your eye drops. And since it's 2 different months now left, because it was 3 prescriptions, 2 months now left, I picked up 1, 2 left. They keep calling me double. They keep giving me double the calls. Oh my lord. So shout out CVS, I guess, because that's what they be doing. Next time I get a style, I'm gonna just wear an eye patch. Isn't normal to wear eye patches? Can I put an eye patch on and just go on about my day? Could I do that? Are you gonna look at me weird if I you come to my office for an office visit and I got an eye patch on? You gonna look at me weird? You gonna look at me like I only got one eye? Trust me, I got 2. It's just under there, I got a style. We gotta normalize eye patches. I feel like we all should be more free with our style. Wear whatever you want. Shout out the birds. Wear whatever you want. You know, we as a collective we think too much about what other people think about us. We care too much about what other people think about us. Just be yourself. Stand out. I'm gonna wear an eye patch. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Because I'm gonna stand out and I'm gonna get your attention. I'm gonna pass by you. You're gonna be like, look at this freaking guy with his eye patch. And I'm like, you still looked. Then you're gonna be like, oh, you looked with one eye. And I'm like, fuck you. Excuse my French. And but yeah, it's all about the small details in life. Do whatever you want. If you can't do the smaller things in life, how do you think you're gonna do the bigger things in life? Everything has to do with each other. the little steps you take in your disciplinary daily life will matter in the long term for your bigger goals. You make yourself more disciplined every day, and you're gonna sculpt a better you every single day. Someone you're proud of, someone your parents are proud of, someone that you come out the house and everyone's proud of, someone that God is proud of. Think about a swordsmith, someone that makes a sword. They hammer and hammer the sword over and over and over and over and over, and nothing seems to be happening until they get that one shot that changes the shape of the metal. The swordsmith knows it wasn't that last shot that did the trick. He knows that it's every single strike that was working towards that one final shot to get a complete sword. It's all about the smaller things. It's your job to give life a meaning. I have a true belief that God put us here to see what we're going to give a meaning to. So you come out your house, oh, I'm anxious. This person's looking at me funny. This person's laughing at me. Oh, I care too much about what people think. That's what you're giving the importance to. And God is seeing that. He's like, that's what you find most important, then I'll give you more. Let me give you more people that are judging you. Let me give you more people that treat you like shit. Excuse my French. But it's whatever you give a meaning to. Get a symbol. Carry a rock with you. That's your lucky symbol. Make something have a meaning, because that's at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. You know, when we wear our crosses, very meaningful for us because there's so much history and meaning behind this. But we put so much meaning into this, because before I picked this up at the store, it was just a necklace. But now that I wear this, I hold this sometimes. I feel the emotion in it. When God needs to talk to me, I feel it in here. It's interesting, right? Because I gave this little necklace so much meaning. Food for thought. Because you have to get ready, You got to be disciplined so you get ready. Because we all have to get ready. Because we all have a time. And each day, the clock is ticking. Our time is going to come. What does that mean? What is our time? Maybe not death. I'm not talking about death. But our time is going to come. Whenever that time gets here, one thing is going to happen or the other thing is going to happen. If you've been working on yourself and you've been disciplined, and that time arrives, it's going to be a grand reveal. You're going to show this world that you're ready for everything. That you're already a person that's made in the image of God, and you're a self-made person. Or if you're not ready, if you're not disciplined, then what is the other option? Your time is still going to come, and it's going to be a grand expose. Because you're going to get exposed, and we're all going to see that you weren't ready. That the world and God put it all for you right there, and you didn't get up and grab it. It's going to be a grand expose if you don't get ready. But that's okay, because we all are ready, and we all are working on get ready, and it's something we work on every single day. I do, you do, they /them do. We all do it, and we all are doing it. And I know you're not going to get exposed. You're going to be revealed to the world. And we're all going to be there to see it. So, that's it for this week. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check us out on Spotify and Instagram. If you don't have your time of day to watch the video, Spotify is a good option. Put it on in the background while you're cleaning. Share this with your friends. There's a lot of things we kind of all have to hear. Share last episode with your friend. Episode 5. I'm so proud of that one. I feel like there's a lot of people in this world that need to hear this. Maybe just once in their life. Maybe a couple times in their life. Maybe replay it a couple times. Share it. Follow us on Instagram. Comment below. Join the conversation. DM me on Instagram if you want to talk about anything. I'm an open book. If you ever feel low and want to talk about anything, I would love to talk to you. I'd love to have you on the show. If you ever want to come on the show, I'd love to have you on the show. You reach out to me and you let me know. I'm an open book. And then, yeah. Shout out to you guys, the InTheShed crew. Shout out to our producer. Boom!